Hello everyone, that Manga Kid here to do a reread review of the manga version of DRRR. These are the original 10 volumes released by Yen Press years ago. Currently, I think they have picked up the next arc of the series and are releasing that as of a couple months ago, last month or something, if I'm remembering correctly. It's fairly new that it's been picked up again. But these are the first three arcs that encompass the first season of the anime that was released years and years ago. So this is released by Yen Press, as well as the new arc also is Yen Press. The original story is by Ryohgo Narita, and it is a light novel series, and then was picked up as an anime, and then they brought the manga over here. To North America, and I bought this as it was coming out. I had watched the anime and absolutely loved it. It was my favorite anime at the time, and I wanted to get the manga because I couldn't afford, slash I don't even know if the anime was licensed over here at the time, like in physical DVD format. So I couldn't get my hands on a DVD of the anime, so I decided I'll just buy the manga and own it in that format. I have not read the light novels, so this is my opinion based solely on this series as of experiencing the anime as well as the manga here. Yeah, so this encompasses the first season of the anime, the first series, and it's the first three arcs of the story. This is the Dollars arc, the first 4 volumes, then you have 3 volumes of a Saika arc, and 3 volumes of the Yellow Scarves arc. If you know nothing about DRRR, this is about this boy here, Mikado. He is moving to Tokyo from a smaller kind of town to reunite with his middle school buddy Kita, this guy on the cover over here. He's going to go to high school, the same high school as his friend Kita in Tokyo. So he's kind of this like boring kid. Mikado is. He's boring. He's looking for excitement. He wants something new and different and fun and weird. He wants something to happen in his life because he's bored. And so he moves to Tokyo. He's starting high school, and Ikebukuro, which is kind of like the main, it's like a main kind of big shopping district and just like train district and whatnot. Very, very busy part of Tokyo, is kind of where this story all goes down. It encompasses gangs, it encompasses supernatural elements, it's got like this guy here, Shizuo, has like superhuman strength, and then we have a headless rider here. Also on this cover, you have the black market doctor, underground doctor, surgeon. It's just basically the dark underbelly of the city, of this specific part of the city. And it's Mikado and his friends getting caught up in all of this underground stuff that's going on in Ikebukuro. And it's a lot of fun. It is a wild ride. The characters are amazing. There are so many characters, wraps all the way around here, and this is just kind of the bare bones. There's so many more than that. I don't know if it goes kind of into the cover as well. There are tons and tons of characters in this story, but because they're all completely different from each other, you don't really mix them up much. Like, you know who these people are. Sometimes you find when there's a huge cast of characters, you can't remember who's who and what's going on and what's, who's with who and all of these things. But all of these characters are so uniquely different from each other that you know exactly who's who. You don't ever question, wait, who was that again? Like, you kind of, once you get to know these characters, you can differentiate between them. This is a really great, it's got a bit of action. It's got, like I said, some supernatural elements, but not enough to make it unbelievable. There's always like it just kind of feels like this setting lends itself to be this fantastical kind of situation. And it all molds together and you learn different pieces of the puzzle at different times, and it's supposed to be confusing because you're not supposed to know the whole story kind of thing and how all of these people are connected. You get bits and pieces here and there, and then it all kind of molds together. And this was my favorite story years ago because of how well it kind of brought everybody together into the center of the problem, the climax of the story. It all worked really well together. I love stories like this where you get bits and pieces with a huge cast of characters, and then all of a sudden everybody comes together and you realize how they're all connected. Um, I love this story. I really enjoyed rereading it. I was worried because I figured that I wasn't going to enjoy it as much as I did when I was a bit younger. But I really, really loved rereading it. I hadn't read it in years, and yeah, I will say I haven't watched the anime in years, but I will say that originally when I read the manga, I was a bit disappointed because the anime was so much better. And I'm sure that the light novels are even better. I just don't read light novels, so it doesn't interest me to pick those up and try them. Um, the problem that I have with the manga is a lot of the story takes place in this online chat room, and in the anime, you get the voice of the people reading what they're writing, you get the visual of them typing and everything. In the manga, all they can do is put pictures of their hands on the keyboards and then write out everything that's being said in the chat room. This first volume doesn't have as much of it, but the chat room thing continues throughout the story, and when there's a lot of that kind of dialogue, it does seem really boring. Um, and you're just kind of like, there's nothing happening. It's just a black page with words on it and pictures of people's hands. For someone like me who really loves reading manga because of the art, um, that's tough to go several pages with like no art. Um, yeah, but as you can see, uh, the art itself is decent. It's kind of interesting looking, the character designs and whatnot. Um, it's pretty cool. The action scenes are cool. Um, I the story is what really pulls you into this. The characters pull you in, and you want to know why people are behaving the way they're behaving, what it all means, why is it all um, going down this way, kind of thing. And the fact that it's different arcs is kind of cool. It's like different. It's like this is part one, part two, and part three, and now they're releasing the next ones. I don't know if I'm gonna pick up the next arc of the story that has recently started releasing or not. Um, I really, really loved this. The Yellow Scarves arc is my favorite. But yeah, if you like kind of underground gang kind of stuff, but also a good story about just some teenagers who get mixed up in stuff they shouldn't be having to deal with, um, and some kind of zany, badass characters, highly, highly, highly recommend checking out DRRR. Um, whether it's the manga, the light novel, the anime, I suggest checking out the story. Um, I would say that I prefer the anime over the manga, but this is the form that I purchased it in. I purchased the story in, and I'm not um, I won't go pick up the anime. I won't go out of my way to do it because I do own the story here, and I did enjoy rereading it. It still held up for me, at least years later. I still think this is a really great story. So definitely check out Durarara if you're looking for a fun, action-packed um, story with a bunch of different layers to it. Yeah, if you've read Durarara, watched it, read the light novels, if you've read the light novels, let me know how you think they compare to the manga and or the anime. I'd be really interested to hear that. Yeah, thanks for watching. See ya.